Our next speaker proves to all of us that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. When Mosh Schapiro works right on the opposite side of the Holland Tunnel, he's the gentleman that governors have called just to take a picture with him. Guys!
I asked the mayor what I should talk about, and he said, whatever, memory, current, something. 11. One of my best memories of Rabbi Levin, I remember one Thursday or Friday, he told us, everyone's going to be by Fabring and Shabbos, unless you were convinced by Mayor Nehemiah. Rabbi Levin said, maybe you can remember something from the Fabringen, and how old were we? I don't know. Maybe 11
Either 11 or 13.
6th grade. 11 years old. 10. Because I turned 11 at the end. Alright, so I'm 10 years old. So I was 10 years old, and I'm sitting by the Fabringen Shabbos, and I'm thinking I have to remember something to tell over in yeshiva Sunday morning. Comes Sunday morning, Rabbi Levin doesn't ask to remember something. Okay, comes a little later, the next period, the place after Shulchan Aruch, I remember what we learned. And I pick up my hand and say, I said, he says, no, Zagi be'epes in Fabringen. So I said, in the second sikha, that Rebbe Gezak, Varum. And he looks at me like I fell off the wall. And I said, in the third sikha, that Rebbe Gezak, Afal Pikain. I'm a 10-year-old boy. Rabbi Levin says, Chazar Avart and Fabringen. It's like Chazar Avart. The Rebbe said Varum in the third sikha, and in the fourth sikha, the Rebbe said Afal Pikain. So anyway, thank you for instilling in us this beautiful. Then I didn't understand what it means. Today, Baruch Hashem, with the Rebbe pod, I fall asleep at Tafshin Yigimel. I wake up at already Tafshin Yidalad at Tazvav. Today it's a lot easier to remember Fabringen, but Yeshakaya for those beautiful days. I live in Hoboken, and people always ask me, how did you get to Hoboken? So I said, I got a bracha from the Rebbe. I heard from my shver many times a story that one of his daughters, the only one of his kind, her big family, did not get a letter by her bar or bas mitzvah. And she always always regretted they didn't. It turns out they sent an invitation to the bas mitzvah with Yiddish post. One guy, he never passed it on, he never got it. And they sent another invitation to the Rebbe. Anyway, one of my shver's kids did not get a letter by the bas mitzvah. And she always regretted it, and it was always a story. All 14 kids, man, are besides one. Anyway, my shver always says a story that when she gets engaged, she tells her husband, one of her unfortunate things, the batlanas, the parents, they send an invitation with the wrong person, she never got the answer, and her husband says, it's funny you say so, because I got 2 bar mitzvah letters from there. The husband got 2 bar mitzvah letters, and when he gets engaged, finds out his wife was the only one in her family that didn't get a bas mitzvah letter. So my shver always says a story as the Rebbe finds his way to answer people, and we just have to wait. So I'm married for 3.5 years, and we're looking for shluchas. We're looking, this, that. Anyway, we're in London for the summer, and a friend calls me from New Jersey. There's an opening here in Hoboken. And there's a guy, Mordechai Weiss, he's trying to find somebody. Okay, good. I try to call him, I finally get a hold of him. He says, I'm leaving to Israel, Motzei Shabbos, it's Friday afternoon, I'm leaving to Israel, Motzei Shabbos. Here's my email address, email me and I'll tell you about it. Mordechai, I have no idea how you spell Mordechai, it's an extra E. Anyway, I can never, it's not working. I'm trying to email him for 2 weeks. I'm back already in New York, and my friend Dov Drizzen, who I met him in England, said his wife is in England for the next weekend, and my wife's in England. Why don't you come and spend Shabbos with me here in Woodcliff Lake? Okay, go for Shabbos, okay? And finally, Motzei Shabbos, I check the email. Oh, Mordechai Weiss, I'm trying to email him for 2 weeks. He emails me back. And he says, Oh, I hear very nice things. You know, let's be in contact. The city is Hoboken, ta ta ta. He's giving me some stories. If you're interested, why don't you check it out, ta ta ta. I was so excited, I finally got a hold of him, and he's interested. He wants to give me this little town in New Jersey. I come back home. I was living here on Crown Street, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I feel like, you know, I want to open the Igris. I didn't write anything. I just wanted to see, you know, maybe I can find. And I open the Igris, and from the Igris, a page falls out, a page that I put in. A letter I wrote to the Rebbe. And I first read that letter, and it's a letter that I write to the Rebbe. I'm asking for bracha for shluchus, and I write 5 options. I'm talking to this guy, I'm talking to this, I'm talking to that. Or I should wait for something totally different, because I'm already living here 3 years. I have a lot of support in New York. Maybe I should look for something different, maybe closer to New York, because I was looking in California, this and that. And now I look which page, what the Rebbe answers. One is all about hashkacha pratis, one answer. And the other answer is all about Afatz Mayanas about shluchus. As I feel here, I'm finally waiting to get a hold of this Mordechai Weiss. The night I get a hold of him, I open Igris, a letter that I wrote to the Rebbe exactly 1 year earlier, Rosh Chodesh Elul. 1 year to the date that I wrote, that I'm opening the letter, and I'm excited that I finally spoke to this head shliach. Anyway, within no time, Mr. Rosh Chodesh Elul, we settle. I'm going to move to Hoboken. I decide to we're going to make Rosh Hashanah service. I want to just say one story. Monday, September 10, we find a place where we're going to do services. And everyone knows what happened the next morning, Tuesday morning, 9/11. Hoboken was the highest affected city. There were many people killed. The Hulut's right across the World Trade Center, everything. Okay, very nice. One story. It's now Sukkot, and I decide I want to bring a Sukkah mobile to Hoboken. I don't know, I can't build a sukkah, I don't have any place yet, but I'm sure I can, so I found here a guy in Crown Heights, he has a store over there, the hat store, he has this old, like this old blue scooter, police scooter, and he attached like this beautiful sukkah, which is like kind of made like in a little caravan. It's like 7 feet deep. It's a very neat thing. I said I want to use it for a day or 2 days. I want to bring it to Hoboken, no problem. I get 6, 7 bachrim to go into this back of this little high school, and I'm driving. It's a little thing. You're driving. You feel like a policeman. It's, you know, it's bumping. And I get to the Holland Tunnel, and they pull me over. They say, "Where do you think you're going?" I said, "I'm going to Hoboken." "You're not going to Hoboken, nothing here." I said, "What's the problem?" And the guy says, "Listen to me, he's going to give me 5 tickets. He says, you know, this commercial, we can't have no commercial plates after 9/11. This is only 2 weeks after 9/11. And the back, it's open, it's dangerous, you can't bring people in there, there's no seatbelts in there." Another ticket, it's Bechlal, what is this? This is like you're schlepping, it's a small little scooter, but you're schlepping something which weighs much more heavier, it's dangerous. He's going to give me 5 tickets.
Who got more charges, you or Bashkin?
I start telling him, you know, I'm going, I'm doing Mitzrayim, and I start telling him 9/11, and we had so many people that were hurt, and we're going to do services, and ISIS, and he doesn't want to hear. I said, "Come on, can you give us a break?" And after 10 minutes, he points up to the top of it, across the street, and the house of the street. He says, "You see that video camera? Every car that goes in, they mark. I let you in, I can lose my job. What are you, crazy?" I said, "Come on, ask the supervisor, please. He wants me to drive around to the George Washington Bridge." I said, "I'm not driving the whole Manhattan with this thing, please. Let me talk to the supervisor." So he walks away, comes back a couple minutes later, walks away. Anyway, now it's like 3 o'clock or something, 4 o'clock, whatever time it was. Another police officer pulls up, another Port Authority police, and he tells him, and he's kind of updating him, this car, this car, that. And these guys, they want to go through, there's no way we can let them through because he's listing in this 5 violations. The guy looks at me, and he says, "Where are you going?" I said, "We're going to do this prayer. It's sukkah, it's a big thing, I'm telling you, it's all sukkah." He looks at me and he says, "Go." The officer next to him says, "No, he can't go." And he tells me, "Don't go." And they're arguing. And the officer says, "So-and-so went to ask the supervisor, who is the sergeant, and he hasn't gotten back yet. So we're not letting him go." So the new guy says, "My shift just started. I'm telling him to go." He looks at me and says, "Go." And And this guy says, don't go. And I'm like, I don't know. The guy tells me, I told you to go. Get your guys in your van and go. So all the Chaver, the Bachram, are standing in the back. They jump into this back caravan, and I'm driving the whole tunnel. I didn't know. When I got out, the Bachram, they tell me, this police officer drives in a car, and he's blocking the whole tunnel from both lanes. He's driving in the middle, blocking 2 lanes, because this is like, we can't drive too fast. We're going to get 20-something miles an hour, because we're bringing the Supermobile to Hoboken. And of course, it's a beautiful story. You see the Kayach of Shlichus, you see how the Rebbe is with us, but we all have our little things that we can contribute. What a beautiful time to get together. I hope it doesn't take another 20 years, at least maybe next Hakel. We'll definitely be with Mashiach. Mordechai, it's nice seeing you for Shlema, Levi, Yitzchak, and Zero for Shlema. I didn't say any shake anyone's hands today, but I love all of you. Thank you.
Story.